Well, I mean, an interesting group to play against with the run and jump stuff, and we didn't handle it very well in the first half with 10 turnovers. But I thought we did a good job in the second half offensively, you know, attacking it and being better against traps. I thought defensively, again, for the most part, we were really good. We played more zone in the first half. That change helped us get a little bit of a spurt. And it was the first time in the exhibitions or the 2 games we played, we've been able to play Jack and Cooley and Sherman together for long stretches, and you know that really helped us being able to just kind of pound away with 2 big guys.
Is this the Garrick Sherman you envisioned?
Yeah, he needed this one, Tom. This is, you know, he's got that ability, and we've seen it in practice, but we really haven't, you know, he hasn't done it with the uniform on. So I think this is so important for him before we head to Brooklyn. That's a game that kind of makes him believe he's really part of it.
What was the difference for him? Because he said it would be too easy just to say Saturday was just nerves and too excited. He just said he just didn't feel like he played the.
Yeah, I do. We try to get him to slow down a little bit. You know, I think he can play a little fast, and sometimes wants to be too crafty. He has the ability to be very crafty with his footwork and his different hands around the bucket. I just think calming down a little bit, and you know, we did a good job feeding him. You know, he was able to, and you know what? He has such a good feel against all that run and jump stuff. He has the best feel of our big guys to present himself as a receiver in a good spot. You know, Jack maybe gets there a little slower than him. Garrick really has a good feel to get the spot, so he was receiving it, you know, after they double teamed and got distorted.
I don't think there are too many people that would look at him in pregame and say that's a real agile guy around the bucket.
Right.
But
yeah,
you see that all the time.
Yeah, he's really light on his feet and crafty, and you know, stuff around the bucket. You know, the other thing that was evident to me too was you've heard me say Scott Martin is this great team defender. Garrick is right there with him, and the 2 of them, the stretch they were playing together at timeouts, they're talking about how they want to rotate and who they want to guard. He's getting to be that guy that can come over and rotate with a big body really wisely, and he's always been that defensively from day one. You know, he's an experienced player. The offensive stuff, I think he just kind of had to find a rhythm, and tonight he did.
5 assists from Cam. Is that at least a small sign that he's kind of getting the whole play well with others?
Yeah, I think he is, Brian. You know, you know, I've been really pleased with him. He just wants, you know, he wants to be coached. He wants to be good. You know, I thought he turned down some shots, you know, but I think he's trying to please his teammates and his coaches by being easy to play with. And I thought his shot selection was excellent. And he's getting better defensively. He has improved defensively.
Mike, you're always so cohesive, and I know you want Cam to be a part of that, but do you give him a little bit of leeway, especially as the shot clock's running?
Yeah, I told him at a couple timeouts, I said, you know, why did you turn that one down? You know, I got on him about turning shots down. I didn't do that the first couple weeks of practice because, you know, now I got to kind of bring him back to, you know, don't be afraid to step up and stick it, because I just think he's going to have to make shots for us. We're a little streaky out there, and I just think he's a guy that can make 3 of them in a night or 5 of them in a night, or, you know, what Connaughton did in Philly. He can do that. He's done that in practices.
How nice was the boost that 2 guys gave you off the bench, where you kind of slow early?
Yeah,
and they gave you,
they gave us scoring again. You know, coming in and giving us scoring, and we don't let down defensively, especially with Sherman there. You know, and so maybe sometimes we're better defensively when he's in there. You know, he's really good, and Cam wasn't a liability, and I was really happy we could get Zach you know, in the rotation tonight. And you know, we had some foul trouble on that front line. We could go to another big, and obviously he is very active. There's a lot to work with. We're trying to make up for some lost time and practice time with those injuries, but he's important. He's going to be important for us long haul.
Playing Austin, just.
Yeah, you know, we talked a little bit about a 5-year program last week, and you know, when we've done that, I've always told the young man, you know, you got to agree to it. I'm telling you, this is going to be your minutes. And he said, you know, Coach, he talked about it with his family. He said, you know, I want to keep playing. I want to do it. I want to get in there. I said, great. Then you know, no debate here. And so he's part of it. And again, when you got those 10 guys. It's a long year. Maybe he'll have to. Right now, he's not going to get much, but he does get great stuff in practice every day. And Of course, Abro's a guy who took advantage of a situation like that.
Mike, with so many guys back, are you surprised a little bit with the turnovers you've had so far?
Not really with how they played us and scrambled us so much. I would have been really disappointed if we didn't adjust in the second half and be better with the ball. But they really distort you, and you know, I wonder, you know, last year we had that thing down at, you know, 9 sometimes and 10, and you know, we're playing more guys. When you play a little more guys, you tend to turn it over more, you know. But if I can swallow that, if we keep buying into what we're doing on the defensive end, you know. But I'm glad we adjusted, and you know, I think I don't have to bring it up. Those guys they dwell on their assist to turnover so much because they know the history of the program. They're probably on themselves about it, which is good.
How would you compare tonight's performance to Saturday?
Yeah, I think we got into a better offensive flow, you know, tonight. Now, what I loved about Saturday is we had to play man-to-man defense for 40 minutes to win, and we were really locked in to do it. And it was a heck of a win for us to do it that way. I thought defensively, again, we were really solid, but we got it done. We built our lead with zone, which was good. And then we were more efficient offensively tonight. You know, we played 2 big guys. Sherm got going for us. Pat hit some shots for us. Our offense flowed, and I was hoping I'd see that because we couldn't get any. Now, one of the reasons I don't think we had a very good offensive rhythm on Saturday is when you're chasing that stuff around, what they were running, we were exhausted on the offensive end sometimes. So, you know, it was nice to see us in the 80s, you know, and separate a little bit. But I love the fact the other night we scored in the 50s and, you know, kept the team down enough to win. And if you look at us last year, we scored 65 or 66 points a game in Big East play, and our opponent scored 61. There wasn't a whole lot of, but I think with Sherm and Cam, we can score in the 70s, I think.
Mike, Scott lost his charge magic.
Well, I tell you what, they gave those guys a few charges, which were mystery, you know, phantom charges. You know, then you know, it's supposed to be harder to get a charge this year, and I agree with that. I think one of them maybe he could have got the other one, but the guy just keeps giving his body up. He rotates over, and he takes it so personal when he doesn't get it because he's made it an art form. He'll get his charm back. Don't worry. I bet he gets a couple Friday night.
I know you don't want to see Jack in early foul trouble, but is he feeling like he can play a little bit more aggressive with Sherman there?
Yeah. You know, I think he knows. You know, we've got guys coming off, and it was, you know, it presented a situation where Sherman was able to really help us. And Zach came in too. We were able to go another one. And again, I wanted to do that Saturday. The game, it didn't present itself Saturday, chasing that stuff around with, you know. But yeah, I think he knows. And you know what? He was poised. I told him when he was sitting next to me with 3, I said, look, you got 20 minutes in the second half. Relax. And his frame of mind's pretty good. I know he likes playing with Garrick. Like, those 2 guys like playing together, and they love passing. And no one was more excited about Garrick's performance than Jack Cooley. That's how secure he is, you know, with this group. Thank you.